All right. A little bit delayed because of clicking and updates and all these things. But yeah, we're gonna do some more studying today. Um, 1 second. 1 second. Upload. Hey, good morning, Atsuki. Ricky, how's it going? How's it going? How's it going? Um, so today we're doing more anatomy. It was really good fun, and I really like it. I need to switch off one thing. Keeps beeping. Okay, let's see here. Dr. Sheldon, how's it going? Oh, I even forgot coffee. Oh, too busy this morning. Too busy. Anyways, we got some poses. Painting Princess Leia. She's Princess Leia. I don't know. I'm just like googling safe for work. Or is it a joke I don't get? Hey Captain Post, how's it going? All right, so I think I'll do the same today. 5 minutes per pose. Hey Eric Moy, thank you very much for the subscription. 3 months. Oh yeah, now you got your number 3. Oh, sick man. It's like, thank you very much. Thank you very much for the support. Welcome to the group. Welcome back, rather. Okay. Let's start. I need to try to keep an eye on the timer. Okay. So for those who wants to participate, there's the ref. I will also post the ref on Discord for whoever wants to join in. I saw all of your entries. They were really, really good. Really good practice. I could see you, like, much like what I suspected I would do. You also did. Being I said first pose will be really, really bad because I'm really, really rusty, and in the end I will most likely succeed. And of course that was the case for me, and that was the case for a lot of you. And I like it that she has a center line on her outfit. It's really good. Really good practice this. It's so easy to neglect this part of art, but it's like I said, I think it was Tuesday or Monday. I can't remember anymore. But it's one of the best things to learn anatomy. Well, not only anatomy, but form, perspective, measuring, eye-hand coordination, accuracy, all these things you get from just doing this, doing life drawing, and even more. Hey, good morning, everyone. Kilrathi, Goblin Enthusiast. If you want to join in on the study, the anatomy study time, there's the ref I collected. Hey, Zilin. And as per usual, it's a rather safe for work reference. There's no real nudity unless you count underwear. But there's no. It's safe. So 1.5 minutes left on this one. I've drawn her a bit wrong. Like, I should have drawn her more like that. But that's, in theory, it's cheating that I corrected the drawing. Should let the mistakes be. Hey Morphe, how's it going? Hey so you're starting to do anatomy studies too, Morphia? That's great. Yeah, I did some on Tuesday or Monday, I can't remember. And today I decided let's do it again. It was really, really good fun. You guys seem to really enjoy it as well. And it's a great practice, so I think we need to introduce this, have like anatomy day, anatomy Wednesday, or anatomy Thursday, titty Tuesday. That's a bad joke, man. Holy shit. Hey Alu, how's it going? Anatomy every day. Yeah. All right, time's up. Next pose. Tuesday. Yeah, why not? Right, let's do values this time. Start with a mid value so I can sketch it out. What I love, like using chalk, for example, or I think it's called chalk on paper. You can like put the chalk on the side and do what I'm doing and like get nice like textural lines going in the pose. And then you change to the second chalk and like you etch out the shadow or scratch the shadow in. For me, like doing life drawing that way, like it helps me get the gesture and the pose. Hey Weeping Jay, how's it going? For all you new people, if you want to join in, the reference is linked in the Discord, or I pasted the URL. And after the stream, I will post today's stream on the forum, on the Firestarter forum. So if you do one of the studies, please do post it there. You guys did that Tuesday or Monday. It was really, really cool. Loved seeing all your different versions of the same reference. And like I said, all of you mentioned how you got epiphanies. Like, I forgot how great this was. I really struggled, but I got it in the end. and so on. So the time limit is 5 minutes per pose. So we do 5 poses, and then last 5 minutes of the 30 minutes, we will do from imagination. And the reason why I opt to do that is because now we're going to look at a lot of anatomy, and after those 25 minutes of anatomy, you're in the zone, right? So that's a great time to try to see what's in your mind. And the hardest part is, right, because we have reference, we can just jump into looking, observing, and then applying, right? But the problem on the last 5 minutes is that we don't have any reference. So you have to like throw some pose together and then try to make it work on the time that's left, right? Which is a little bit tricky. But it's like a cold shower for the brain with your anatomy knowledge. Like, nope. You gotta get something down. Oh no, shit. But like I said, when I drew Monday's sketch, or anatomy from imagination, pose from imagination, it was like, oh no, what am I doing? This is horrible. But, you know. But Ricky, Morphia is here now and then. Maybe that's where you recognize Morphia from. Where are we with time? 30 seconds. Ah. Shit. Okay. Interesting. Time to switch pose. Oh man, interesting. This is gonna be a good one. I feel like I think line art. I feel like line art today. Of just trying to decipher the anatomy, the rotations, the rotations of the hip bone, all the joints, so on. I feel like the painting in values is great for learning shadows, and where the shadows are darker and brighter in the volumes, in perspective. But I know that quite well, and I feel today that I will learn more by troubleshooting with line art. So that's, I think, I'll do the remaining with just kind of breaking them down. I think that's a huge part also of art, where you gotta know yourself. You know, it's easy to maybe force it. Like, you have to learn. Maybe you won't even learn just because you're forcing it, you know. But I always surprise myself, thinking like, oh, I don't know, or rather, I don't aware of information sticking until I use them and go, oh, that's that study, or that's that photo I observed, or when I went to the zoo that one day. It's so interesting. The strength of of observation, when you're observing things the right way. Hey, Gria, how's it going? How to draw knees? Yeah, knees and joints are a thing in themselves. One has to study. Hey, Gria. Wow, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. That's the magic number, man. You go play those numbers on the lottery. 1.5 minutes left. I made some major mistakes here. Why is that so? Okay. Reason being that I didn't connect the thigh correctly to the hip. And the rotation of the hip is more like that. My daughter's birthday is 10-10-10. She's born 10th of the 10th, 2010. Also magic number. Morphia, yeah, there we go. Yeah, I am also like the weird guy in a party, like observing things rather than trying to take the front seat, you know. And like observing a lot of body language all the time. And I have a really funny story about like body language and being an artist who okay, I need to change the pose. Who looks at a lot of people. So my wife, when she worked, I'll do form actually. When my wife worked at a hotel many years ago, they had like a Christmas party, and I joined that Christmas party, and they were sitting and drinking beer, you know, like all English people do, and at the table was sitting the manager and people working and drinking and talking, and you know, it was all good. And I noticed one guy kept doing like that, you know, like brushing the hair off his ear. But the funny thing is, he was bald. You know, granted, maybe he cut his hair recently, and he has had long hair for a long time, and now you know, he still has that action left in like automated behavior because of you know, his life with long hair. But there was a lot of little different things, like his mannerism and the way he used his hands and wrists, and I was like, okay, all right, he's gay, or like if he's not gay, he wears wigs for sure. Like I had no doubt that that was the fact. So we kept you know, drinking, having fun, talking. And on the way home, I told my wife, like, hey, listen, I think your manager is you know, like either a gay or like a cross-dresser, or likes to wear wigs. She's like, nah, that's not it. It's like, no, I'm pretty sure. And I kept kind of rambling off things I noticed in the body language. She was like, nah, you're crazy. And I was like, no, I'm quite sure. And later on, she came like a month or two later. She was like, oh, you were right. she had asked him, you know, like they had gotten into the conversation, and she had asked him, like, and he was like, yeah, yeah. But those are the things, like an artist or people who observe, or I mean, in some cases, people who are who is also doing it, who is aware of that behavior, can also spot it. But I mean, in my instance, it was not because I'm a crossdresser, but because I'm observer. But it was so funny that she's like, nah, I don't believe it. It's like, no, no. I'm quite sure that I mean, I don't care in in that way. Like, good for him, you know. Goblin enthusiast, really? Yeah, well, maybe she's a good observer as well. Hey, Amir, how's it going? Hey, Shaisa. What up? So-called me, what's happening? Gria. Yeah. Well, when you saw him like talking and he was like sitting like that and like doing like behind the ear thing, I was like, that's a bit not right. And no one else were thinking about it, you know. I spotted that instantly. Also, a lot of it comes from like I'm also was really good at the martial arts due to it, like competing against other people, because I was aware of signals, like what you show to another person, right? So I was faking signals in posture and movements and so on. So they thought I would be moving a certain way if they were reading, or even if they weren't reading, they would be subconsciously reading it, right? And then I kind of fooled them and things like that. It was quite interesting. Goblin enthusiast. Oh, maybe. Ricky, I should play poker. No, a lot of it stems from observing, also being like forced to read body language because of like uncomfortable situations, so that you need to learn like how the person is behaving, you know, and stuff like that. But I've had a lot of use for my ability to read body language. And it's fun to read. I also used to do it when I was like 20 something. I used to use it as a party trick. I was like, I can with the girls, it's like, oh, I can read, I can tell you who you are by just looking at you. And they were like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I said, okay, you can't say anything. Your friend has to say if I'm right or wrong, because a lot of people will say like, oh, you're wrong, even though you're right, because of ego. So usually what I did was like, all right, so your friend, is this your friend? They were like, yeah. Okay, so your friend will agree or disagree with what I was saying. And I started like rattling off things I picked up from the body language. Also like cold reading, by saying something I could see her reaction, so I knew it was right or wrong, and so on. And it was, yeah, it was a lot of fun at parties, like drinking and talking shit to people, and you know, reading them. in their body language and behavior. So and a lot of times the person that I would like be reading, analyzing, they were like, no, that's not at all, and their buddies are like laughing and say like, that's spot on. It was good fun, but I stopped doing it. I felt like it wasn't fair in general. Like reading people in general, like analyzing people's behavior and potentially what they are and are not. I kind of didn't like the idea of prying, even though I am not like asking them questions, but I'm kind of analyzing them. And I in the end I stopped. I felt like I was intruding. Eric, yeah. So called me, nah man, I'm not a CIA agent. Or am I? Was good fun, but I stopped. I didn't like it. Like I said, I felt like I was intruding. And it's a little bit kind of unfair, you know. Especially when you're kind of making fun of them potentially, or exposing them potentially, or not everyone wants to hear things that maybe they hate about themselves, or things like that, you know. So in the end, I stopped doing that party trick. But it was good fun. And it's paid off in my work. You know, like if you have to think, okay, what does a happy person look like, or what does a sad person look like? And like you said, animation also really, really good. You can understand how like a heavy person walks, or if you have guilt, you know, all of those things. Eric, yeah, that's true. Hey, Captain Boss. Okay, so now I'm gonna do my own pose. Okay. This is gonna be interesting. Okay. I'm gonna try. No. A little bit more motion, because all of the stuff today has been in motion. Yeah, so Captain Boss, what I was talking about, reading body language, and that you pick up a lot of things if you look at other people. If you like study behavior, study expression of the body and so on, and it's really good for animators, but it's also good for artists in general if you want to portray something. But animators have a lot of use of like how you are when you're tired, how you are when you're happy. Captain Boss. Yeah, motion and curves, line of action, weight distribution. There is these I think it's 12 rules of animation from Disney, which are really, in general, really good to learn. and it's about squash, stretch, like I don't remember the word, but build up or post action. Like you're gonna hit someone, you don't want to show them mid punch. You want to show them like winding back or full extension of the arm. Yeah, animation is all about motion, not so much about the drawing itself. It's like the behavior between frames. Like if I'm going to jump, I can draw a person jumping, but the frame before and after is where an animator shines to make it feel like a great jump, you know. I can make this frame. Anyone can like draw this pose, but an animator versus an artist, animator can draw all the frames and make we can see them like dance or whatever this person is doing. Anticipation, yeah, that's the word. Thank you. Or build up, I guess. But of course, an animator will be good at capturing motion. Probably better than average, but like I said, it's the frames before and after that an animator shines in. I mean, I learned animation in university, 3D animation. It was really useful. I've used it a lot in my career over the years, just for knowing like, okay, how should the pose be? You know, how can I correct the pose to feel heavier, lighter? What's off? You know. Currently, I'm messing up everything here in the butt and the leg. It's making some weird thing here. All right. That's it. That was my 5-minute pose from imagination, which kinda, it's okay. It's okay. It's a little bit more motion. Pretty interesting. It was pretty good fun. Any suggestion on who to raid? Last we raided Christopher Kant. Oh, what's this? Right. We're gonna raid artist. I raided before. It was kind of interesting. Art. As per usual, I will post a reference, post it on Discord, and all that. The reference. If you do them, please post them on Firestarter forums. I'd love to see. Have a great day. Good night if you're that part of the world, and see you tomorrow morning for Friday. Oh Jesus! Right, let's raid Jean Ijumalon. No idea, but the art is pretty cool. All right, outro, and then I'll switch over. Bye everyone.